Hello there my friends, back again with me here, and today we're gonna create this old school sardine tin that adapted from Red Dead Redemption 2 item. So in this tutorial we will make the model, the roll opening animation, the fish texture and the water textures inside the tin. If you're looking for the packaging design texture, please check my other video that explaining about that. Like always, open Blender, not Maya, and delete all the visible object on the viewport, then hit Shift plus A to add new object, and search for plane. Hit Tab to go to edit mode, then scale the plane with pressing S and holding Ctrl, so it's snapping to the grid. Scale the plane smaller, half from the original size, it's 1 meter square literally. Scale the plane one more time on the x-axis, maybe around here. So you could create your own size, or you could follow me here for the same result in the end. Hit Ctrl plus R to add a loop cut in the middle, horizontal and vertical. Press 3 to move to face selection and delete half of the face. Back to vertex select by pressing 1 and select these two corner vertex. Hit Ctrl Shift plus B to bevel the vertex and scroll up middle mouse button to increase its segment. So I put 6 segments here, then select 2 of the vertex here and press G to join them. Move to your right and click this blue range symbol. Click Add Modifier and search for mirror in the Generate section. In the edit mode, keep joining the top and the bottom vertex until there is 4 vertex left. Back to object mode and apply the mirror modifier. Now in edit mode, join the last vertex here horizontally, which is 2 of them, bottom and top. Press 2 to move to edge select and select the middle edge. Hit Ctrl plus B to bevel the edge and increase the segment a lot. So I put 28 segment here. You guys could adjust it based by your computer specification or your own tin size. Select the outer edge from the plane by holding Shift plus Alt and turn on wireframe view so you could see it clearly. Hit Shift plus D to duplicate it. Right click to place it back, then press B separate by selection. In the layer panel, select the duplicated plane and hide the original one for now. In edit mode, select all the vertex except the beveled corner, then press X and dissolve vertices. Unhide the original plane and press A to select all the vertex from the duplicated plane. Hit E, then immediately hit S to subscribe. Scale the vertex out a little slowly by holding Shift and scale it on Y-axis too to match the square. Move to the front view and extrude the vertex down. Press F to fill it with face and bevel it with small 3 segments. On the side of the tin here, hit Ctrl plus R to add a loop cut and drag it close to the top. Move to face select and select the loop face here by holding Alt and left click. Press Alt plus E to extrude the face along normal. Extrude the face out a little and move to the top view. Place a loop cut here and delete the middle loop edge. Then select the outer face and extrude it up on the axis with a small touch. Select the cap plane and press H to hide it so we could see what's happened inside. In edit mode, select the last middle inner loop edge from the tin, then extrude it down. Once again, press E and place it around here to make a small chamfer. Lastly, extrude the edge down all the way under the earth until it's touching the magma. Fill the hollow edge by pressing F and bevel it with 3 segments same as the outer. Rearrange the position in the axis and select the inner middle face here too. Then duplicate and separate. On the layer panel, rename the layer so you're not lost and it's easier to work in a clean place. Select the inner water and move down the top vertex to the middle. Press F to fill it with face and bevel it with 3 small segments. In object mode, scale the water with a small touch from a baby hand to create an offset from the tin. If not, the face will be overlapped and create some shadow artifact. Back to the tin in object mode and hit Ctrl plus 2 to add 2-level subdivision modifier. Then right click the object and set smooth. Select this 3 edge loop on the lid, then press N to open the set options panel. On the item section, increase the min crease to around 0.8 and on the outer tin here, add a loop cut and move it close to the top. Select the water and give it a subdivision with 2 level and set it smooth. Back to the thin cap and add a solidify modifier. Adjust the thickness on the solidify to around 0.005. In edit mode, select all the vertex by pressing A, then press M, merge by distance. In case we mess up something, give the cap 2-level subdivision and set it smooth. Now select all the outer edge from it and increase the min crease value so the edge will be sharp. Here we will animate the cap so it will be rolling like a thunder when we open it. First we need to add a curve spiral, and to add it we need to turn on the add-on first. Go to edit, preference, add-on, and search for add curve extra object. Also turn on loop tools and not wrangler too. This add-on is so important, I even can live without this add-on. After you done that, add the curve spiral and select arch median. On your bottom left, increase the curve spiral to 90 degrees on x-axis. Decrease the radius while holding shift to a small amount. Change turns value to 4 and increase radius growth. Then change the value to 90 degrees on the y-axis too. Adjust the radius one more time and decrease the steps to 16. In edit mode, select all the vertex from the curve and move it up on z-axis until the last tail vertex is on the geometry. Select the last tail vertex and extrude it away on x-axis. Then select the two tail vertex and right click and subdivide it twice. In object mode, select the spiral, then press Ctrl+A and apply the rotation. Now select the cap and add curve modifier on the deform section, then move the subdivision modifier down below the curve modifier. On the curve object, select the spiral as the target by using eyedropper tool. Now we could roll the cap by moving the spiral on the x-axis. But before that, select the spiral and move it away on the right side here, then adjust the cap position manually. Move to the next step and let's create the opener key. First, add a path on the curve section, curve. Rotate it on the top view, strike on y-axis. Scale it a little bit to match the thin size. Then extrude the top vertex here to the top with a tiny move. Keep extruding the vertex while holding down Ctrl button. Use your imagination here to make the key shape, or you could just follow my shape here. On your right, click that green horseshoe symbol and unfold geometry. On the bevel section, adjust the depth of the curve, then once again reshape the opener key until it satisfies your desire. Add a subdivision between the vertex to make the curve more straightened. On the curve properties, decrease the value from the resolution U to 4 and the same amount goes to order U on the active spline option. Lastly, duplicate the curve and hide it for a checkpoint. Move the opener on the axis so it's kinda sit on the thin lid. Then right click and convert it to mesh. Here on the strike cylinder, select all the rounded edge loop except for the holder on the left and dissolve them. Add a loop cut on the cylinder and place it right on the center. Bevel the center edge with 3 segments and measure the length with your heart. Select the 2 inner edge loop and scale it close to the outer edge. Then hit S, then Shift+Y to scale it except for the Y-axis. Scale these 2 edges slowly until it's touching the thin cap. Select all the middle edge loop and bevel it with 2 segments. Then fill the 2 hollow tip face and bevel them with 3 segments. Lastly, give 1 level subdivision and set smooth. In object mode, move the opener close to the spiral on the right side. While the opener is still selected, move on your right and add an object constraint. Add new constraints and search for follow path. On the follow path options, set the spiral as the target and change forward axis to X. Turn on follow curve options here on the bottom. In object mode, move the opener to the spiral tip and make sure it's really centered there. Now, move the spiral a little bit closer to the tin and the opener will be follow like a hungry dog. Select the opener and adjust the offset value on the follow path options, and now he will be rolling on the curve. So this method is referenced by Render Studios on YouTube channel, and yeah, I could roll the cap in real time but not for the opener. Unfortunately, we should animate the offset value on the opener constraints and not in real time. Please let me know if you can do this in real time, guys. Select the spiral and hit K to add a keyframe and select location. Now on your bottom timeline, a small yellow dot will be appear. Then move the frame to around 50 and move the spiral to open, and now hit K again. Insert keyframe location. On the timeline, set the frame back to 0 and select the opener. On the follow path constraint, click the white dot on the offset value to add a keyframe. Once again, back to timeline and set it to frame 50. And now adjust the offset slowly until it's reached the cap tip, then put a keyframe on the offset. And voila, now we have done the animation. Congrats! Now let's create some fish. First, you should download a fish image anywhere on your browser and make sure it had a good quality resolution. On the viewport, add new object and search for image reference. Open the fish that you have downloaded. You could do this to any kind of fish, by the way, except for shark. Shark is dreadful. So if you want to use the same fish, I added link in the description. Scale the fish to fit the thin size. And here on the image properties, turn on opacity and decrease its value, so we could trace the fish easily. Add a plane and rotate it 90 degrees on x-axis. Scale the plane to match the fish body and just move the edge to fill the fish. Add a loop cut on the plane, maybe around 9 or 10 cuts, then just trace the fish with patience and courage. Make sure you left some outer space between the fish and the vertex, so it will make a better result at the end. Extrude the edge out for the fish mouth and also the back fin too. Then add a 5 cuts horizontally. Rearrange the vertex position on the back fin and hide the reference for now. Add a mirror modifier and change the axis to Y. Select the inner edge of the fish here and turn on proportional editing by clicking that eyeball symbol on the top. Change the shape to sphere and move the edge on the Y-axis while resizing the influence by scrolling middle mouse button. Select all the outer edge loop and press S, then Y, then 0 to straighten it. Turn on clipping on the mirror modifier and extrude the outer edge to Y-axis until it's connected in the middle. You could play around with clipping on the mirror modifier to adjusting some vertex, and make sure there were no overlap vertex on the middle except for the outer vertex. Once you have done, move to sculpt mode and then press G to set it to grab brush. Decrease the strength of the brush and just hitting click over and over again until the shape is desirable. Play around with the smooth brush too. You could use hit S to smooth brush or holding shift in any brush to smooth it out. No need to worry about the shape because it's still low poly and easy to edit. Now make some fish eye. Select the near edge loop that close to the fish eye reference and bevel it with 2 segments. Select the middle vertex and place it center to the fish eye. Adjust the position of the outer vertex to make some room for the eyeball by pressing G twice. Select the middle vertex and hit Ctrl Shift plus B to bevel it with 2 segments. Right-click the vertex, loop tools, and circle. Join the vertex from the circle to turn it to quad. Now extrude the eye and bevel it. Add subdivision modifier and check out for some overlapped vertex. On the eye's outer edge, you could hit Alt plus S to scale the edge in. I don't know what the exact name for this. For the mouth, you could add a min crease to sharpen it. It's kinda too simple for a fish because we just want for a display purpose only, so it's an exception. But I want to create a realistic AAA fish, maybe in another tutorial. Add an HDRI to world, and here I use Easy HDRI add-on. Change the render's engines to cycles and the device to GPU. Move to the shading window and change the view to render. Here on the middle, click plus new to add new material. Hit Shift plus A to add new node and search for image texture. In image textures, change repeat to extend and connect color to base color. Click open to add an image and then search for the fish image. In edit mode, move to the front view and then press A to select all the edges. Then press U and select project from view. Move to UV editing window on top and place the UV fit to the image. Back to shading window and duplicate the image texture, then add a color ramp. Duplicate the color ramp and the image textures one more time and connect color to fade. The top color ramp goes to roughness and the second color ramp goes to bump height. Connect normal from bump to normal on the BSDF. And lastly, play around with the color ramp, contrast and the strength on the bump. Back to layout window and now you could apply the mirror modifier. Rotate the fish in edit mode from the set view so the fish is kinda sleeping, then place it to its bed. Add array modifier and place it before the subdivision. Change the factor X value to 0 and adjust the value on Y axis. Here I set the count to 4 and duplicating the fish. I rotate the fish, flip away and adjusting the position. I also add a detail on the tin cap on its bottom by adding an extruded face on the center here. Then I assigning some of metal material on the tin. For the detailed UV unwrapping and texturing, you guys could check my other videos. Lastly, for the water material, delete the principled BSDF, then search for glass and transparent BSDF. Add a mix shader node and place it before the material output. Connect BSDF to shader and shader to surface on the material output. On the glass BSDF, decrease the IOR value to 1.333 for water IOR. Add a light pad node and connect its camera ray to fade. Lastly, add volume absorption and connect it to volume. Now you can change the individual color on the BSDF to change the color of the water and decrease the value on the volume absorption too. I think that's it guys. Thank you for watching until this far. Please consider to subscribe to this channel, share, comment and thumbs up too because it's mean a support. Once again, thank you and I'll see you guys in other creation.